The president spoke times yesterday. He spoke, or maybe four times. I think he spoke on departure to Michigan. He spoke at the Ford plant. He spoke in his speech to the Economic Club, and then he spoke coming back. I think he spoke at the airport in Michigan. And here's my question to you: speak for yourself and someone in a Green Bay diner today. Did the president say anything yesterday about specific about making life more affordable for the American people, raising wages or lowering inflation? Did he or costs? Did he say anything yesterday that you remember him saying? The answer is no.
In terms of forward-thinking policies, no. He did reflect on successes he's had.
He did. But I just find it odd to go to the Detroit Economic Club. And again, we don't need to go into the Groundhog Day of this. He's undisciplined and he's rather talk about grievance, etc. He obviously would, but they say he's going to unveil proposals at Davos, which I continue to believe is insane. He continues to talk about a bunch of stuff like these credit card fees, interest rate cap that are just not going to happen. John Thune says they're not going to happen. The speaker says they're not going to happen. So, Larry, what is the president's affordability agenda? Not of stuff he can blurt out or post on Truth Social, but what are things that are not only going to pass this year or be put in place by executive order, but make the real lives of real people better by the midterms? Name one thing that's out there that's going to happen and have a positive impact on either costs or on incomes. One thing.
One thing that I think will happen is his move to limit corporate ownership of vacant homes right now.
But that's not going to happen.
I think it will.
Really? Congress will pass a law. Well, Congress will pass a law this year and it will make people's lives better before the midterms?
No. Oh, well, that's a different question.
No, but that was the question I asked you.
I'm sorry.
People aren't going to feel better because the president puts a post on Truth Social. They're not even going to feel better if Congress passes a law. They have to impact the real lives of real people.
In terms of impact before the midterms elections, I think that this White House right now, and I think they're right, believe that the moves they've already put in place in their first year and the tax cuts of the big, beautiful bill, all of the economic indicators so far suggest that by the middle of this year, it's going to be Boomtown, and they don't need new initiatives before the midterm elections. I think the combination of the plunging gas prices and the keeping inflation tamped down the way that they have, and the growth of our economy, the GDP, all of that is going to mean the economy is going to explode by June. It's already on the
Kevin, what do you think of that position of Larry's?
I agree. Listen, the economic situation of the summer is going to dictate how successful the midterms are. I do think there is one tangible thing the administration can do, and they've been talking a lot about it and taking some action, is around prescription drugs. And negotiations with Medicaid and Medicare for coverage. That's a tangible thing that the executive can do without the power of Congress. Mostly, it's something we did during the Biden administration and touted, and the president should be out there front and center doing more of that. I think the two conversations that we're having around affordability out of Detroit this past week are, the hand gesture that he gave on the factory floor. That was the big takeaway that everyone's talking about, and the conversation that he had with Senator Warren. And again, I think the American people reward action, or the perception of action, and the fact that he's calling up Elizabeth Warren in the car after the interview. There's been a lot of conversation about that, and I think the American people, to some degree, see that. Now, to Larry's point in your question, Larry, what can he actually get done? Not really anything that he had a conversation with Elizabeth Warren about, right? When it comes to limiting credit and tackling some of those issues. But again, the optics matter.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, and just to spin off of that a little bit, in terms of getting something done legislatively or even through executive action that will impact people's affordability in time for the midterm elections, is there anything that could happen other than maybe putting a check in the mail? He did talk about that, a tariff surplus check that will be sent back to the Americans.
I don't know that there is or not, but he talks a lot about it. He's got a State of the Union address to give, where presumably he'll talk at least a little bit about things he plans to do in the economy and not just greatest hits.
But I don't think those things have the midterms in mind in terms of real results. I think they're longer-term real results. Real results are already baked in the cake.
Tell that to Mike Law.
I think they're already baked in the cake.
They say that something that's easy is like a walk in the park. Well, easier than a walk in the park, hit the subscribe button, be part of the two-way community, never miss an episode, be part of our conversations. Thank you for your service to America.
And don't forget, you can now listen to the morning meeting and two-way tonight on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.